Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar series in conversation with Dr. Nupur and Dr. Asmita Sanghavi. Today the topic we have chosen is of contemporary importance. As we all know, we are going through a difficult crisis, COVID-19, and we are trying to cope up with it in our own possible ways. Many companies have issued work from home, and that comes with its own challenges. Also, house helps are not available, and hence we are doing all the household activities by ourselves. So managing these household chores and work from home is getting difficult and taking a toll on our health. So that is why today we have our own Dr. Nupur who is going to discuss some do's and don'ts and quick tips how to manage your health, posture, etc. So hi Nupur, welcome. And let's start with a small brief introduction about Dr. Nupur. Dr. Nupur Mungekar completed her bachelor's in physiotherapy from KJ Sumaya College of Physiotherapy. She completed her master's in physiotherapy with specialization in MSK physiotherapy from the reputed Oxford Brook University, UK with a distinction. She is also a member of Healthcare Professionals Council UK, member of IAP and member of OTPT Council Maharashtra. She has also completed postgraduate diploma in hospital and healthcare management and postgraduate diploma in medical legal systems and healthcare quality management from Symbiosis International University, Pune. She is also trained in Six Sigma Green Belt from Asian Institute of Quality Management, accredited by ASCB Europe. She is the founder and head physiotherapist of Rebounds Physiotherapy Clinic in Mumbai, and previously worked at Kohinoor Hospital as a senior physiotherapist and quality manager for 5 years. Dr. Nupur has taken numerous ergonomic training sessions for corporates and delivered health talks in Mumbai. So without any further ado, over to you, Nupur.
Thank you so much, Asmita, for giving such a nice introduction about me. So you said it correctly. Right now, the situation COVID-19 has caused a lot of people to stay at home and do work from home, including females who have no house help. So they are doing all the house chores as well by themselves. So what I'll be doing is I'll be just giving you a gist, like tricks and tips on how to to make sure that our ergonomics is good and how bad ergonomics can affect us, not just physically but mentally. Let's just not waste any time and let's just dive into our presentation.
Yes. This is really a need of the hour, Nupur, because in general, also when IT sectors, people are working from their workstations, they always come with, back pain, neck pain. So this is very important and good that we are discussing this topic today so that it will help everyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. Asmita, you're able to see my screen?
Yes, the screen is clear and we can start.
Okay. So basically, I'll just start it. What is ergonomics? Because half of the people don't know what exactly is ergonomics. When we come to corporates, we are like, okay, what is ergonomics? What is this seminar about? So basically, it's between a fit between a person and the used technology. So it can be as simple as a farmer using his sickle, okay, any of his equipment. It can be a female using her household equipment, can be a mixer grinder, can be a stuff that she uses. It can be any working professional using his laptop, his work desk. So it becomes like a fit between the person and the technology that he is using. So basically, it considers the job being done and the demand on the user, the equipment used, its size, shape, and how appropriate it is for the task, and the information used, how it is presented, accessed, and changed. So ergonomics derives from two Greek words, ergon meaning work and nomoi meaning natural laws, to create a word that means the science of work and a person's relationship to that work. So basically, it's just two things coming together. It has to work in synchrony. But why do we need it? So why do I need to be ergonomically sound? So ergonomic standards is an important step in combating the widespread cases of work-related musculoskeletal disorders. Not just MSK, I can tell you there are so many disorders because of bad ergonomics. Bad ergonomics can lead to injuries to muscles, tendons, ligaments, joints, cartilage, nerves, blood vessels, and absolutely everything that you can imagine in a human body. MSDs, as you say, if you're continuing to do a certain work for a long period of time, what happens? What effect does it have on your body, especially the back? The MSDs, it causes Tremendous pressure on your back, neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists, fingers, including our fingers. It is a cumulative injury that results from prolonged work exposure to one or more of the 5 ergonomic risk factors that I have enumerated below. High rate of movement repetition. Computers, you're continuously typing, that is high repetition. High forces, maybe you're doing something that requires you to, just use a lot of your physical strength. Poor deviated work postures, like after a while that you're in your chair at the start of the day, you're all nicely seated in that position, but throughout the day you have not done anything, you're just stuck to your seat, okay, and that posture goes from good to worse. High contact stress, high vibration part of the body, especially in cold conditions. I can say those people who are working under any factories that have something cold production, even that has a very bad impact on your health. Environment, this is such an ignored part, like if I'm sitting in an office which has bad lighting, or maybe I'm right now sitting in my house and I don't have proper lighting, or if I'm working in an environment which has constant sound and it's very disturbing to you, it leads to a very bad impact on your physical as well as mental health. Just imagine you're trying to concentrate on something and the environment is dimly lit, your eyes are going to get strained, okay. If there is something very, like there is a lot of things on your table, you're not going to concentrate on your actual work, you're going to keep thinking about the cluster around you. It's just normal, right? Like if you see there are a lot of cluster on your table, you're just thinking, oh god, I cannot work peacefully, right, Asmita?
Yeah, that's completely true, because if the environment is clean, if the environment is safe, you feel more confident working, and definitely the work improves. So environment plays a very important role.
Absolutely. Now let me go for women's ergonomics. Okay, because everyone feels it's the same. No, it's a little different. Because why? Structurally, females are a bit difficult than men. Okay, we are like females have 40 to 75% less of upper body strength, 5 to 30% less lower body strength. It has a smaller, females have a smaller stature, narrower shoulders, wider hip, proportionally shorter legs and arms, and smaller grips. All this means that we need to find different ways to approach during certain chores. Use the right size tool and equipment. We need to know our limits and to adjust our posture. So for females, we need to make sure that certain things that she is using are appropriate to her. Okay. So women and kitchen.
Right.
Okay. Because right now, yes, Smita, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you the same question, and good you brought that up, where women have to work both in their offices as well as in their houses, and becomes very difficult for them, maybe long standing, or they are washing some utensils while they're standing, or some women have to squat and wash the utensils. Same goes with washing clothes. So if we can share some tips about how the posture should be correct and what are can the things they do to improve the quality, it will be better.
Absolutely, Asmita. I'll go to that. I'll just finish up with all that and then we'll go to what are the changes that we need to take up. So what do females in kitchen have to bear? It's repetitive moments like chopping and dicing vegetables. It's almost like every day. Awkward positions like holding the head downward to cook food or bending while arranging utensils. As you said, you have to continuously be on the platform and cook continuously. Overhead reaching for supplies or platforms or reacher for higher cabinets. Like we have a lot of articles that have arranged above, so they have to reach somewhere above. So that is one thing that causes a lot of strain for the females. Lifting like moving pots and pans and postures, its maintenance play a major role in, like if you do it correctly, it can play a major role in reducing the muscle stress. And how to do that, I'll be coming on to that. So
Right.
what are the risks that are associated with, can you see those pictures? I think most of us like go throughout the day with all those postures. The major risk is mental
Completely.
stress. I keep on hammering into everyone, bad posture, bad environment can lead to mental stress, which everyone ignores. It can lead to bone spurs, tension headaches, herniated discs, shallow breathing, back pain, low productivity at work, loss of interest, lethargy, and feeling of fatigue. Half of the time we don't know what is causing it, but this bad ergonomics can lead to all of this, in fact. So let me go to the modifications that you can do at your workplace. Like some or the other time we will be going back to our workplace. So I thought maybe I'll give you some tips and tricks. And if you're fortunate enough to have a different workplace in your own house, like maybe a desk or something. So these are the modifications that you can do. This image shows how bad is our posture. If the screen is a lot above than your stature, you will be craning your neck. Okay, your legs are hanging, your back is not supported well. Okay, and even the placement of your CPU and the things that you generally use has to be placed in such a way that you don't have to bend too much every single time. So for the screen, what if your screen is a little lower, what you can do, you can place some books or something like that to raise it. Generally your screen should be at the level of your eyesight and at least a length of your whole shoulder. So if your screen is at that far, that is the perfect. I'm giving you something very quick. You don't have to go and start taking a measuring tape and do. Just put your hand straight. Okay, if it's that far, it is at my level of the eyesight, it's perfect. So generally what the workplace would require is a nice comfy chair with armrest, a mouse that is either right or left according to your needs, a keyboard and the speaker, whatever is required should be in the front, and whatever is not required can be a little behind. Whatever you need, maybe if it's a CPU or something like that, it can be on the side which is nearby for you. All right. So this is the correct posture that I generally recommend. It's 18 to 28 inches to the screen. Forearms and hands in a straight line. Your hand should be parallel to the ground. Feet flat on the floor. Top of the screen slightly below the eye level. All right. It shouldn't be too high. It shouldn't be too low. So try to keep it little in front of you. Slightly low can do. Lower back support. We generally have to keep our back supported. Thighs horizontal, and shoulders should be relaxed. Your keyboard cannot be too raised up that makes you hike your shoulders, and too down that you have to slump and down. All right. Kitchen modifications. What are the kitchen modifications that you can do? So I generally recommend that whatever articles you need for regular use, maybe sugar, tea, or all the like chili or salt, it needs to be kept at a very arm's reach. It shouldn't be somewhere up that you need to keep on continuously take it off the cabinet. It can be somewhere at the level of your at the level of your platform. Heavy articles shouldn't be too up. Maybe if you have a big box of rice or something, try to keep it in the lower cabinet that you don't have to pick it up from high. You can just slide it up from below. All right. So heavy things should be kept below the platform and something light can be kept up. Regular articles should be kept near the platform that you don't have to keep on reaching over and over again. As I said, repetitive action should be minimized. All right. And the cabinets should be such that they're easy to reach. Okay. Or otherwise, if you're not able to reach your cabinet, because we know in our houses it is not necessary that the cabinets can be arranged somewhere we can use. So what you can do, so either you can take up like a small stool that you can see it in this let me check. Yeah, can you see my arrow, Asmita?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I can see the person. Yeah.
Yes. So in case you have such cabinets that has something that you need to use, maybe sometimes we keep our crockeries or something that we don't require like daily use above. So maybe you can use a small footstool which you can stand on and take it rather than trying to reach it like this. This is something we should avoid in all the cases. If it's little higher, we can take a small more stool. I always recommend that if you have a lot of cutting and chopping jobs, it is good to have a small stool where you can cut it and keep it. Okay, when you do the cutting and chopping business at one time and then later on cook it together. So you don't have to continuously stand for a very prolonged period of time. So generally, if it's like something very 2-3 rotis you're making, you maybe won't require so much time, but you have to cook for 10 people. You may have to, use the atta dough, like you have to knead it for very long time. For that purpose, I always recommend maybe have a small stool that you can sit on and just continue with all those jobs together. Do it and then you can stand on your platform and continue with the other job. All right. Anything if you want to pick up, as I said, if you have big boxes or maybe something like this applies for anyone in the house. If they have to pick up something or maybe a big patila or something that they have to lift up, try not to arch your back so much. Try to keep it. I know it is not physically possible to every time remember like, okay, you have to do it. As much as possible, we need to keep our back spine straight. Right? So try to bend through your knee and to keep your back straight. Now,
And once you start practicing these postures, you will get it. I mean, the key here is to practice this, because in long run, this is going to help you. So
absolutely.
even if you are not able to do it in the initial times, few times you will definitely do it wrong, but then keep practicing until you get it correct.
Exactly. It becomes a part of your habit. You know, it's like very difficult to convince the people like, okay, start now. My baby, maybe after 2, 3 months, you yourself will feel it. Oh, I have kept it properly. Oh, I'm sitting properly. Because
Right.
I always feel posture is not something static. You keep on changing your posture every now and then. Even if you start off with one posture in the morning, it's difficult to keep it maintained throughout. So as you had mentioned, Asmita, regarding how to, now that the work of house help has come on the females who are at home, I feel the best thing you can do is in your sink, right? Always like you can use your this position where you're planning to wash some utensils or something at house. I'll do
Mhm.
one more. I'll just go to work from home, so I can just give you some tips even how to do the female washing and stuff at
Yeah,
home.
sure.
So, okay, this is one of the positions which is incorrect. As you can see me, I have slumped down. My neck is very much in flex position. My hands and elbows are not, okay, my hands and elbows are not supported properly. All right. And this, I have arched. Okay. So this is a very incorrect position. So what changes I can do is I can try to keep my back straight. But since the chair has a good support, what you can do is people who have chairs which do not have back support, which is correct, they can keep a small towel roll or maybe a pillow that can fit into the smaller back. All right, in this area you can place. Okay, your hands should be parallel. Your feet. Now this chair is perfect for me because I'm tall, so I can put my feet on the ground. But if someone is not able to do that, I would rather recommend keep a small box or maybe couple of books that you can keep so that your legs are not dangling. Your legs shouldn't be dangling; they should be firmly placed on the ground, or if they're dangling, then it's better you keep a small pillow or maybe a box carton or something like that so they are not hanging. Next thing is, if you are very much blessed to have a separate keyboard, nothing like it. Actually, your screen of the laptop is very ergonomically, if you're working for a very long time, you're continuously craning because the screen is like this. So first of all, try to understand, are you doing more of reading on your laptop or are you doing more of writing on your laptop? So if that is the case, you can just keep your laptop heightened up at the level of your eyesight. Okay, a little below should do, but it should be ideally in the level of your eyesight. Okay, and if you have to do writing as well and you have an extra keyboard with you, you can place the keyboard down, your hands will be still parallel to the floor, and you will be able to do reading and writing at the same time with a little bit of, like putting pillows or maybe using a carton box or something like that. So it should be more ergonomically, this pose will be more ergonomically correct. Next thing is, as I said, we cannot stay in one position for a long time. So if you are someone who can, shift from sitting to standing, something like, has come in a lot of work, the standing desk. If you're not able to have it in your work, in the house, you shouldn't do what I'm doing over here. You shouldn't be like, okay, the table is down, I'm going to flex and do that. What modification I did was I placed few couple of pillows. I placed couple of pillows. If you have a big carton box or something, you can keep that. And you can place a small pillow underneath or maybe small carton box again or a footstool. We have a lot of footstools at home, so you can use that as well. So this is the same position that females can use when they're cooking
Correct.
in the house. So they can have a small footstool which is already kept in the kitchen. If they're going to do that, they can even use the same footstool when they are washing utensils at the sink. Okay, try to keep your leg on one footstool, and as I'm using the laptop over here, try to wash the utensils and all in this position. Keep your one leg over the footstool and you can do it in the standing position. So that should be one of the positions that you can use.
Because many people don't have workstations or a dining table or a study table in their houses. So people prefer working on their beds or sofas, and then that becomes more challenging. So can you tell us some few tips how to keep your posture straight in these times?
Absolutely, because I've seen that a lot of people find it difficult to mimic the same atmosphere that you have at work. So it may be
Right.
possible, okay, we are not blessed with a table or something like that. So what I have done is, this is a wrong position where your back is, I'm sitting on a sofa, okay, and I have not kept my back correctly. I am in my cycle, means I have actually gone a little down. This may be very comfortable in the beginning, but when you're working for so many days, it's going to create a lot of pressure on your neck, your back, your legs. And look, I have kept it crossed. Okay, because crossing the leg generally puts a lot of pressure on your, the vessels and your knee joints and everything. So what I suggest doing is do slight modifications. Put a small pillow. If not a pillow, take a towel roll, place it at the small back. Then you can use a small pillow or something to raise it. If not, I can even recommend keep a small, like take newspapers or something to raise up the position. This way your legs should be supported below, like they are on the floor. Okay, and this way you will be more comfortable. I know this is not the ideal position, but if there is nothing, something is better than nothing. So this is what you can do. All right.
Or you get the small bed tables, these bed and breakfast tables that you have. If that's available in your own houses, you do use that, because that will give you a good support for your laptop, and it will always raise the height also.
Exactly. If you're blessed with that, nothing like it. This is like, I would suggest if you're not table or something, at least do something. Okay. These are the modifications you can do. And this is something that you don't have anything and you're directly sitting on the bed. Okay, I'm again saying it's not recommended, but what to do in this situation? We have no other option. So this is something which is incorrect, that we find it too comfortable, but over the time you're working for a month from home or something like that, this is going to create a lot of strain on your back, neck, in your whole body actually. So what I recommend is, again, place a small pillow behind the back, and then keep your laptop supported, keep your legs relaxed. Okay, don't try to cross it, keep it relaxed. And I always recommend, if you have a lot of talking job, okay, so what do generally people do? They're talking, they're working and they're talking like this. It creates a lot of strain on your neck and your upper, like you just see my shoulder is hiking like this. So might as well use the headphones. Okay, you have to get your talking job done, you're in a Zoom meeting like we are. So just use the headphones, okay, and then you can do your work. No need to do this, that. Your necks are like properly good. You're doing your job well. Okay. We don't have to be apes. We have evolved from apes. So we need to have a good posture. We cannot go back. So now this is something fun I always make everyone do with me. I'll be demonstrating to you quick exercises. You don't have to remember all of them. Okay, even if you're able to, I always recommend keeping a small squeezy sponge ball. You know why? Because whole throughout the day you're stressed out, your hands are just aching because of the typing work. Use that sponge ball, keep squeezing. That is a good exercise for your hands as well. And I always tell to follow 20-20-20 rule. 20 minutes of work, you look outside for 20 seconds, like take a break for 20 seconds. You need to look outside. Maybe if you're this continuously on the laptop, you look outside for 20 meters, and you should look it for 20 seconds. Every 20 minutes, 20-second break is required. It relaxes your, the eye muscle. It relaxes your whole body, because continuously in that one fixed posture is going to create a lot of, strain on your body. If possible, after every 1 hour or one and a half hour something, get up, move around. Okay, try to relax yourself. Something you can just do is shake off your whole posture. You suddenly, when you realize you're in that posture, from the first hour is like this, then slowly you get up, but then you take a break, you suddenly shake it off, you're correctly back in the posture. Okay, so now these are the stretch breaks that I generally recommend. So I'll just demonstrate with you quickly. First is, if you can see me, Asmita, you're able to see me, right?
Yeah, it's pretty
So
clear.
first exercise that you are in front of the computer is do this. Stretch a bit. Your hands and your shoulders are getting nicely stretched out. Take your hand up, stretch it. Then turn on your left side, turn on your right side. Then go behind, stretch it. All right. This is what you can do to nicely relax your upper back and your shoulders and your hands, including your fingers. Next is just shrug your shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next you can do is take your hands behind and just take your neck left to right. All right. Then do a namaste position. That is really good, and this will help you avoid carpal tunnel syndrome. A lot of people find that their wrists are paining because of the continuous use of the keyboard. So this position is really good to keep a nice stretch on your wrist joint. Do it like this, then do it ulta. All right. After that, do a little bit stretch on the right with one hand down, other hand up, stretch it down, stretch it down. This is a little, the 10th exercise is a little bit different, but I can just show you. Keep your leg crossed, okay? Keep it behind, all right? Stretch a bit, that way you're rotating your spine. You don't even have to get up from your seat. You can just normally do it like this, okay? Sitting only, you can just extend your back, all right? And then my favorite, shake it off, all right? Very
Take
easy.
all the stress off. You need to take breaks, so just take a break and shake it off.
Shake it off, just shake it off. It actually keeps your mind fresh when you do this. And these are very basic stretches, but make sure you don't have like, you know, major complications or something. So if you have any major complications, it's better you talk to a physio before doing all this. But otherwise, those who are working don't have major complications or something like that. Anyone can do this. They're very easy to do. It makes you feel better as well. And when you do take a break to do all that, you realize, okay, you know, when you come back to the normal position, you continue with the same good position throughout. Because after a while, as I said, you start stooping, you get up and take a break, you come back to a better position. Mental relaxation, nothing like it. Just imagine you had a very long meeting and you need a little bit of a break. Always say that, come back to your chair, just close your eyes, just unclench your jaw, and think of something very nice. It can be something like, maybe you imagine something very good, maybe a seashore or something, just for some time. Or maybe you can even think of whatever thing that makes you happy. Just close your eyes for 5 minutes. You can just sit like that. Concentrate on your breathing. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. This is called mental relaxation. You realize that whole mental relaxation makes such a bad toll on your health. So when you unclench your jaw, when you make your whole body relax, you can start with a new zeal and zest. Maybe during lunch break or something, if you have, like if you're back in the workplace, maybe couple of you and your workmates can do this. You can all sit together. Maybe if you can have that small music, if you like something, like, you know, you like to listen to some meditational voices or something, just put that before you start off with the second half of the day. Do it. Now if you're home, you can sit with your wife and kids for some time in the day. Just relax for some time. It will create a lot of good aura in your body. The positivity increases, and it, you know, it reflects on your work. Constant stress is something that affects all of us. So maybe a little mental relaxation break will help us long way through, right, Asmita? I think even you will agree.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's very important because we are so caught up in our work and our daily activities that we don't give time for ourselves. So even if 5 minutes of the entire day you give for yourself, it's really going to make a lot of difference. And there on YouTube, if you go, there are so many meditation music available. 5 minutes, just play it on your earphones, or if you're doing with family together, just play it on your speakers. Sit for 5 minutes and try to get into the environment you always wanted to be. Like if I like beach, I will always imagine about a beach. So just try and do that, relax yourself, and again, start your work. That's
Yes.
really going to help everyone.
Definitely, it will increase your productivity, and I'm definite, because of bad mental health is even related to bad productivity. So maybe try this tip maybe like twice a day or once in a day. You can just wait for 5 minutes, do this. It will definitely, and do a little bit of breathing exercise, as I said, like concentrate on your breathing, fill up your chest and then blow out. It will immediately make you feel relaxed. Eye exercises. This is something we generally avoid, but I always suggest that since you're continuously on your laptops and your screen, our eye muscles get a lot of hammering. We don't realize it, and now we realize why are everyone having specs nowadays so much? Because our eyesights are gone right from the beginning. We are continuously on the mobile. So what you can do is simple eye exercises that I recommend is keep your finger in front of you. Concentrate on the tip of your finger. Just move it closer, further. Slowly take it on the right, get it in the front, concentrate on the tip of your finger, slowly, 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 get it down. Okay, so that way you can, you know, concentrate your eye muscles. When you're doing it, eye muscles relax, contract. That way it becomes very much refreshing for the eyes as well. And what you do is do this. Just feel the warmth of your hand on your eyes. That itself will relax all our eye muscles. You know, if you can do it on the face, our face, because during, I have observed that during stress, you know, you clench your jaws. So because of that, we land up a lot of tension, headaches, and our neck pains. So what you can do is when you take those breaks, you unclench your jaw. When you do those exercises, you will be distracting yourself. Your mental health is improving. Your neck pain will reduce. Your back pain will reduce. So what you have to follow, you know, to have not just ergonomics, you have to even follow some good ritual in your throughout the day plan. Follow good exercise programs. It doesn't actually mean that you have to go to gym or something. Most of us are so tied up with our houseworks and, you know, office work that we don't get time for that. Maybe just make it a habit of going for a walk 15 minutes in a day, maybe morning or evening, whatever suits you. Go for walks, maybe not right now, but I'm saying whenever the situation improves, or maybe you can just do it right now. What you can do is just take a walk in the house, something like that. Just walk in your passage. That itself will be a good exercises. Eat healthy. Nothing can beat good hydration and food. All right. Develop and cultivate a hobby in you. Like you cannot always have just work, work, work. Maybe do something like painting on a weekend. If something like, you know, you like playing tabla or maybe like that, distract yourself. Something really good is do it. Do the activities you always felt will be refreshing for you, and spend good time with your family and friends. Right now it may not be possible. For right now, just have a good time with your family. Friends, you can always have a Zoom chat or something like that. Nothing like it. It's a good break from your overall activity throughout the day.
I mean,
So
yeah, and regarding fitness, you know, not everyone will have all the equipments in the house, but whatever you have, you can use. You can use water bottles filled with water, like, you know, 1 liter water bottles, which can be used as 1 kg weights. And yeah, do all your arm activities. You have staircase in and around the house, go up and down. That's a good aerobic conditioning exercises. So we have to just try and use whatever is available in our environment and make the best out of it.
yes, we
So
have to
yeah,
make the best out of the situation. I know it's not the ideal situation, but we have to make the best out of it, right?
like, correct.
So that's it from me, from my side. That was my presentation. I hope everyone understands that it's very, very basic. I know, but I tried to do something that you can do it at home right now because it's not possible for us to go out or do anything. So yes,
Correct.
Asmita.
Thank you, Nupur. It was wonderful, and we got a lot of tips. There were a few questions that came in. Can we answer that right now?
Yeah, definitely. I would like to answer them.
Okay. So one person has asked what kind of shoes we should wear. Like if I want to buy a shoes, is there any specification or tips that you would like to give us?
Okay, there are few tips that I generally recommend is try to buy your shoes during the daytime, like maybe afternoon or something, because as the day progresses, your feet try to expand themselves. So what happens, it's better to buy shoes during that time. Make sure you wear it and make sure they're snugly fit. When you wear the shoes, make sure they have at least half an inch space in the front. Okay, what you can do is simply put your feet in it and try to wiggle your toes. If you're able to wiggle your toes, that means it's a good pair. If it's very tight or if it's very loose, it won't be a good pair of shoe for you. Okay, and then what you can do is take a walk in those shoes, see how comfortable it is. Even the top, the shoeless style, it shouldn't be too tight. Try to put it a little bit like snugly fit. I always say don't, no tight, no loose. It should be a snug fit. Okay, if you're going to wear socks, when you go to buy the pair of shoe, always wear the socks that you're going to continuously wear, that the brand or type you're going to wear. So generally wear the same pair of socks you will be using when you go to buy the shoes, because sometimes you buy a pair of shoes, then we realize, okay, it's not even fitting with the socks. So wear the socks with you when you're going to buy the pair of shoes. And yeah, I think it, sometimes, not sometimes, it's always that one of the feet is larger than the other. So I generally recommend make the shoe seller to measure both of your feet, okay? And the one which is larger, try to buy the pair of that size. So that way it will be a good fit for both the leg, like that. And that's a few tips from my side.
I think also with the shoes, I think the shoes should have a good stretchability. Like, you know, because when we are walking, it's always the stretchability of our legs. And if the shoes are very stiff and it doesn't allow your legs to stretch enough to give a good run or a good walk, then it is going to be difficult. So always check the stretchability of the shoes. so that it allows you to walk properly.
Yeah, but I would always recommend when you buy some sports specific shoes like running shoes, or maybe you're going to start playing cricket, it's always better to find a good fit, and you can talk with your physio before all that.
Yeah.
But right now I'm just giving tip. If you just want, I always recommend wearing good quality shoes. I know it's fashion, but I always say comfort over fashion anytime, because it's like in the long run, the comfort is going to matter rather than some nice pointy stilettos that you want to wear at some places. But always go for comfort over. But definitely in a workplace, go for comfort over fashion anytime.
That's true. Another question that has come to us, Nupur, is that this person has a long-standing job, and definitely it gives him lots of pains and aches. So he was asking whether stockings is going to help him, and if yes, how?
Yes, compression stockings are generally good because it helps to regulate the flow in our limbs. What happens if when you're continuously standing, you generally do not have a good flow of the lymphatics, of the blood flow from the lower limbs to back up to the heart. So generally stockings are worn by people who have a long standing job. It can definitely help you, but make sure before you start wearing them, you talk with your doctor or your physio, because people sometimes with an impaired arteries and systems like that, they are not recommended to wear it. So before you dive into it, but if you are able to get a good pair of, with the conversation with the physio, but if you get a good pair of stockings, it will definitely help you in the long run. It will improve on the circulation. It will prevent pooling of blood in the lower limbs, and that will definitely help to bring about a stabilization on your ankle and your knee, because that will help to support your lower limb. It will definitely help. That would be my suggestion. A good pair is nothing wrong in it, but I would recommend that you talk to your physio or your doctor. As I said, if there are contraindications, they will be able to point it out better to you.
So the key here is do whatever, like whether it's shoes or stockings or any other thing that we are using, always talk to your doctor, physio first, and then only go according to their recommendation.
Exactly, because the thing is, if you're getting something nice, get it like properly, ask, like if you are looking properly, okay, I want to do this or maybe play a certain sports, they will be able to help you much better. Yeah.
The last question for today, Nupur, that everyone is brooming and mopping these days. Everyone has to do these activities. So somebody has asked, what's the correct posture? Because it really gives a pain in her back, pain in the neck, and it's becoming difficult to broom and mop. So if you can give us a quick tip about the correct posture while you're brooming and mopping.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that is something I got recently as well, because we are not we are in that thing that we are not accustomed to mopping and moving around. What I generally recommend is, if you're like, I have a big pen with me, fortunately, don't hold the mop so far away. Try to keep it next to, like, closer to your body. Keep your, I'll just hold. Now, this is something I do. Keep the mop like this. Try to keep your back straight. Try to mop it in this fashion rather than going far off and you're bending because of the length of the mop. I suggest keep it closer to your body and go, area to area, rather than trying to swish and mop in this pattern. So this way you will be able to have a good posture. You don't have to bend too much. And even when you have to, keep a small area, cover it small, and then go for, spot to spot. Don't try to cover a larger area with big swinging action. Keep it close by. Keep your back straight, that you don't have to bend. You generally have those new mops which you can, adjust the heights. So try to see if you can get something like that. That's a good option. You can definitely, look about.
Yeah, that's all for today, Nupur. It was a great session. So the key is keep yourself active, always keep your physiotherapist in loop, and keep exercising, keep following these tips, and we are good to go.
Yep. Thank you so much, Asmita. It was so nice to talk with you again.
Thank you.
And we will definitely come up with more interesting topics. All right. Thank you so much. Stay safe, everyone. Be healthy, be nice. All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Be safe. Take care.